Hey everybody, I'm Dorothy Greco. I wanted to pop on and do a quick promo for my forthcoming book, Marriage in the Middle, which releases in less than 2 weeks. September 15th is release date. So I thought that maybe it would be a good idea to just talk briefly about why this book is unique from the tens or maybe even hundreds of thousands of other marriage books that you could buy. First, I write as a woman, and so I'm bringing a unique perspective to the text. Most marriage books, if you look again on Amazon, are written by men, for both men and women, and the ones written by women tend to be just for women. So the fact that I'm addressing both men and women and that I'm a woman gives me a very unique perspective and a very unique writing style. Two, this book is very specific to married couples between the ages of roughly 40 to 65, though I have had both single friends and friends in their 30s tell me that they have really appreciated and enjoyed the book. And if you're not yet 40, you may not know that midlife can throw us some pretty mean curves. Our losses and our disappointments tend to mount and accumulate during this time frame. Our roles in our relationships tend to be shifting. Sometimes even our professional lives are radically changing. And then our bodies are also shifting in ways that sometimes are wonderful and sometimes they're not so wonderful. So I really wanted to encourage and inspire folks to keep growing and to keep bringing intentionality to their marriages. So three, as my editor told me, Marriage in the Middle is fiercely honest, but it's not TMI. Well, maybe if you were one of our three sons reading the book, you would feel like it's TMI, but since they're in their 20s, I think they've got a few years before they pick it up. Christopher, my husband and I think have a calling to share our lives vulnerably, and that's not always easy. But I think that when we do, when we go for it, it gives other people permission to be honest, which then results in deeper connections and, quite honestly, often deeper healing. Number four, Marriage in the Middle is profoundly practical without being formulaic or relying on cliches. In my experience, relationships are organic. They're all different, and that's why a formulaic approach like 30 Days to a Better Marriage, and there are those books out there, tend not to work all that well. It's not to say we can't learn really good principles from those kind of books, but in general, I don't think that they will really address the deeper needs that we have. Five, I truly believe that this book is going to be a conduit of hope because I am rooted in the promises and the truths of Scripture. I think that readers are going to finish this book, they're going to close the book after they've read the final page and feel both empowered and encouraged to do the work that's required to have a joy-filled and dynamic marriage. And finally, Marriage in the Middle includes interviews with actual men and women, diverse men and women. There's no straw couples. You know how sometimes you're reading a book and tends to be a counseling or therapy kind of book, and you think that's not a real person. That's a compilation of like 5 different people that you just mashed together to make your point. That's not what I did. So they're verbatim interviews with 6 couples and 2 individuals. And Christopher, when he read the book the first time, I think he was like on chapter 6 or 7, he put the book down and looked at me and said, "These interviews are so intense." And they are intense because they're real people dealing with really challenging things, but they're also really redemptive. And I think that when we learn or hear or read about others who have gone through difficult spaces and they've emerged stronger and more willing to just live their lives fully, I think that it really brings deep encouragement to us. So that's why I included these interviews. So I want to read 2 of my endorsements. After 42 years of marriage, I need a book that can inspire me forward. Greco does this brilliantly. I'm nearly breathless with insight and encouragement. Marriage in the Middle will change your marriage. And that's by Leslie Leyland Fields, who is the author of many books. She's quite prolific. And if you don't know her work, check it out because she's an incredible author. And then the second one is with a keen pastoral sensibility, Greco guides readers through the unique challenges and opportunities of midlife marriage. Don't be surprised if, after reading it, you come away with renewed hope and the confidence that the best is truly yet to come. And that's by Hannah Anderson, who's also an author and speaker, and her work is wonderful too. So you can read more about Marriage in the Middle by going to my website, which is Dorothy Greco, Greco with 1C.com, or the publisher's site, which is InterVarsity Press. And the book is available in regular book form, in ebook, and there's also going to be an audio. I'm not sure when that's coming out. Amazon is selling it, and certainly try your local brick and mortar stores first, because we need them to not go out of business. And finally, if you would be so kind, launching a book is really hard work in general. Launching a book in a pandemic, 2 months before what is shaping up to be an incredibly contentious election, is really hard. So if you could help me get the word out by sharing this post, that would be incredible. I would be so grateful. And if you do read the book and you like it, or even if you don't like it, write a review on Amazon, because that's another way that our work can get out to other people. So thanks so much for listening, and I hope you all have a great and happy long weekend. Bye.